Okay, we are going to go through Willow's evaluation score. So here's her scorecard. And the first thing you need to understand is that the low, medium, and high is not, low is not bad and high is not good. That's not how the score works. It is just a spectrum. So that'll make sense as we get going. But the first thing that you're going to notice is I put the puppy into the testing area, and then what I'm observing for is confidence level. How do they take to a new area? It's a new room they really haven't spent a lot of time in our home. There's new obstacles, things they haven't seen. And so what I'm looking for is their tail high, is their tail tucked, are they like crumbling in a corner, or are they happily exploring and kind of just taking it all with stride? And what we noticed with Willow is her confidence level, I scored her a medium because she definitely wasn't nervous to be there. Her tail was high. She was kind of walking about. She wasn't overly excited to be like quickly exploring things, but throughout the testing, she was fairly confident. So, and again, confidence is one of those adjustable traits too that we should always be building into our dogs anyways, no matter what, even if they're already high confidence. We want to keep that. And then the next thing you'll see is I get into the testing area and I'm looking for assertiveness. Does she approach me? Does she army crawl over? Does she come over at all? Or does she jump into my lap and cover me in licks and kisses? And she scored a medium for that as well, which that looks like you'll see that she kind of crawls into my lap and she politely looks up and she's kind of looking for the next steps. So it's a very polite approach. Motivation level, she scored a high. So this is also known as like our workability or their eagerness to please their people. She was so happy to do anything I asked. She wanted to please me so much. And she was continually looking for basically my reassurance from me, which is awesome. It's going to make training a lot of fun. It's going to make training a breeze, and she is really going to enjoy those training sessions. Nerve strength and resiliency. So in a dog, this looks like their ability to handle stress. So signs of stress in a puppy or a dog is yawning, scratching, whale eyes, lip smacking, shaking. I did not notice any of that with her. She was cool as a cucumber, took everything in stride, and it was it's a really proud moment when your puppies are confident and resilient and can take on those new situations. So these are the dogs that, if you properly socialize them, they're the dogs that you can take anywhere with ease, and people are gushing over your well-mannered dog. Touch tolerance. She scored a high for this as well, meaning so for touch tolerance, we're not looking for how much they enjoy the handling. We're looking for how tolerant they are. So think vet visit, grooming visit, maybe being grabbed, got their tail grabbed by a kid, because kids don't have boundaries unless we teach them when it comes to animals. And she scored a high. She really handles handles all the touch in our home very well. She really enjoyed her puppy massage. She goes into that cradle position and just kind of gazes into your eyes. And she just really kind of melts into it. She loves lap massages. And so again, this is one of those adjustable traits that I would hope that all families with all dogs are continually working on, building that touch tolerance so that a vet visit and a grooming visit is just no big deal. Energy level. So she scored a medium. So what that looks like is a low energy dog. Often you'll notice that they do a lot of sitting or they do a lot of walking in the testing area. Whereas a high energy dog, they often just run the whole time. They don't slow down and they don't take breaks. Whereas a medium energy dog is generally up for an adventure, but they're also happy to kind of settle down and cuddle. So as long as their mental needs, their mental stimulation needs, and their physical needs are met, they're generally a great family companion for a young, busy family, or a more active couple. They don't necessarily want to be a full-time couch potato, and they don't necessarily want to be a full-time hiking buddy. So a medium energy dog kind of fits in the middle of that scale. Sound and sight sensitivity. So what you'll notice is this is how sensitive they are. So for the sound, I have a pop, like a Fisher-Price popper, and I shake it really loud and I see if they notice. And I don't really care if they notice. What I'm looking for is if they startle, do they recover and how quickly? And honestly, she did not even flinch. She didn't even notice that there was a sound. So, and then same for sight sensitivity. You'll see that we pop an umbrella and see if they kind of startle to the sudden movements. And she scored low for both of those, meaning she was not sensitive to it. So what that looks like in real life is often families or households or situations where things are going to be loud or fast movements. So often families with young kids, these are the puppies that we kind of call bomb proof. They are fazed by nothing. So when it comes to loud noises or kids jumping off whatever, or doing somersaults, they're usually not fazed by it. And again, this is an adjustable trait that should be worked on. So we use playlists with YouTube and Spotify and the household sounds. We have the blender and the coffee grinder, and the vacuum. We have those things going all the time in our home, and so the puppies get really used to it. So to see so many puppies in our current litters that scored low for both of these is really awesome. It's really awesome. Okay, prey drive. So this is one of those traits that is stable. We can't change the innate desire of a dog to either want to chase things or not. And so she scored a medium, which what that means is you'll see that she likes to play with the toys. She likes to kind of pounce at the balls every once in a while. And a dog with a medium prey drive is often a lot of fun because they are typically more engaging with toys, and you can kind of redirect them a little bit more. And kids really enjoy playing with a dog with prey drive, a little bit of prey drive. On the flip side, a dog with a low prey drive is often has very little interest in toys. And on the high prey drive, this can be a challenge if families are not prepared to deal with a high prey drive in the home, because what that means is the dog likes to chase things that move. And so if kids are running through the house, excuse the barking dog. If kids are running through the house, guess what their natural instincts is to chase the kids. And if you're not prepared for that, it's not that those placements don't work. We have kids and we do have a high prey drive dog, but we're prepared for that. And we know what that looks like. And so those puppies, you really want to work on impulse control. So she was a medium prey drive. Human focused. She was highly human focused. And what this means is this is their innate desire to be with people. She followed me around most of the time. She didn't really leave my side too much. And once in a while she went and played with the toys. But then you see that she continually comes back and checks with me. So when you hear those Velcro dogs, or the dogs that spend the bulk of their time with their people, it's this high human focused dog that stays by your side. And tenderheartedness. So what you'll see is that I kind of roll on the floor and I pretend I'm crying, and you see if the puppy cares. So what this translates to in real life is when you hear someone say that they were sick on the couch for a week and the dog never left their side, that's a tender-hearted dog that's filling that role. Not all dogs care that much to stay with you. But they often are more in tune with your feelings and emotions and when you're having a bad day. So, and then on the flip side, in a home where some of the family members may have a big feelings or anxiety or a lot of emotions going on, a puppy who is highly tender-hearted, that can actually be a detriment to their placement, because a puppy will take on, a highly tender-hearted puppy can see that you're stressed and see that you are anxious, and they will take on those emotions themselves. And then suddenly you have the anxious person with the anxious dog, who's hoping that you'll be their leader. Instead, you're both just an anxious puddle. So in those instances, a moderately or less tender-hearted dog can be a good fit, because they are going to check on you. And then they're probably going to be like, you're good? Okay, get up. We're going for a walk. I need breakfast. And those are the dogs that filled the needs of someone with anxiety and depression, to get them moving and get them up out of bed, because they have needs that need to be met. So yeah, what you'll see is she kind of runs at my face. She's super sweet. She doesn't leave me. And then she just kind of hangs out there to make sure I'm okay. Dog friendliness, she scored a neutral. So this is not a great test with our stuffy dog. they figure it out pretty quickly. It's not quite the same as engaging with a real live dog, but she was very neutral about it. She didn't really notice the dog. She didn't really care to approach. And what that looks like is she will do well whether there's another dog in the home or not. And on the flip side, if somebody already has a dog and they are looking for a playmate for their dog, we look at dog play styles and try and match that she would be a good match for somebody that maybe already has a more assertive play style dog to kind of pull the play out of her as well. But yeah, so if you have any questions about Willow, let me know.